We're going to have Spring Fest in the city of Denham Springs in Louisiana. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. It's going to be Range Avenue. We'll have over 150 vendor booths, and it's going to be lots of great food.
How did this festival get started?
This festival started around 14 years ago, actually started by the Chamber of Commerce, and the Merchants Association took it over, and it's actually put on by Alan Kimby from the Merchants Association.
How has it grown over the years?
It's incredible. I mean, you know, where it used to be a couple thousand people at first, now it's anywhere from 5,000 to 10,000 people from 9 to 5 on the last Saturday of the month.
What are some of the highlights of the festival?
The highlights of the festival is definitely the antiques. We'll have antiques in the vendor booths. We'll have antiques in the stores. There's over 25 shops to shop in.
Tell us a little bit about the Antique Village and how it's grown.
Antique Village back in the 80s was actually almost a ghost town. From the 80s till today, we've got people on waiting list waiting to get a store. So it's just an incredible difference. Great place to spend the day. Come spend the weekend.
Why have antiques become so popular?
Because it's our heritage. It's things from our past. It's things that people enjoy. And they're made. They're real wood. It's not like they're manufactured, you know, out of state or in China or anything. They're actually from our hometown area.
We are standing right now in the middle of Denham Springs Antique Village. We are in one of the stores, the old Carroll Theater, and I'm standing amongst over thousands of antiques that are here for you to come and shop. The Antique Village in Denham Springs is a very unique place. We have over 25 shops in a 3-block area. We have not only antique stores, but we have gift shops, we have a bookstore, we have restaurants, pretty much anything that you need to come for one whole day and shop and eat and have a good time. I want to show you some antiques now, or collectibles. It's a combination of things. First thing I'm going to show you right here is the old bottle opener. I know most of you all remember these from when you were growing up, that would hang on the wall and you'd pop that nice ice cold bottle of Coca-Cola and have a drink. We also have some other things up here, some other cast iron items, decorations with fleur-de-lis. We have our cast iron frying pans. These are real popular still today with folks who like to make cornbread biscuits and other things in those. And as you look around to this other side, you'll see that we have some iron fencing areas, some decoration to put up in your yard or on your house. And again, some more of the frying pans and just an assortment. If you look down a little further, you'll see the iron wagon wheels that we have. So pretty much anything you can think of, you can buy here in our store.
What determines whether it's an antique or a collectible?
Well, you know, collectibles are such that we just like to collect them. Everybody has some little something that they might like to collect. It's something from a long time ago, and we can collect those. An antique is something that is over 40 years old, and you can pretty much remember them from way back when, and you can be able to maybe look on the bottom of it and be able to find a name or the date or anything like that.
Why have antiques become so popular?
You know, it's a decorating thing, I believe. I think that a lot of us like to go back to the time when we'd go over to Grandma's house and we would be drinking something out of an aluminum glass, or she would have cooked something in an enamel pot or a cast iron pot. And we think, for those of us that are old enough to remember them, we just kind of think about what it was like. Many people are starting to use antiques to decorate their homes now. A lot of the old armoires are being transformed into armoires today to put the big TVs in and to use it for stereo equipment and things like that. So it's really not just antiques for a little bit, it's antiques for a lot.
You mentioned that tools are quite collectible these days, becoming antiques. Tell us a little bit about what you have in your hand there.
Well, this is what I would use if my husband didn't behave himself. No, not really. This is just an old wooden primitive mallet. Now, we call this primitive because it was used back when things were very primitive, and they would use this, of course, to put things into the ground, stakes into the ground, or whatever. You can see that it's got just a screw on the top, an old wooden handle, and so this is what they use. We think now of, you know, all the high fashion stuff, but back in the day, this is what they would use in place of like like a rubber mallet that we have now.
How far do people travel to visit the Antique Village in Denham Springs?
Wow, we get people from all over the United States. We get people that come from, we recently had some folks that came in from the state of Washington. We have lots of folks that come from Canada. We have people, again, from all over the United States that come. Some people have come many times and they know how we are. They know that we have some great prices here in the South, and they keep coming back, and because they enjoy it. They just enjoy that hometown field of things here in our village. You can walk on the street, you see people that you haven't seen in a long time. It's really a very nice, calming place to come.
Tell us about the antique booths that are going to be available at the Spring Festival.
Well, at the Spring Festival, we have a variety of booths. We're going to have over 150 booths. Some will have antiques that you'll be able to shop on the street. If you don't want or find what you need on the street, you can always come in any of the shops. They'll be open. We'll have vendor booths also that will have jewelry. They'll have purses, children's clothing, homemade furniture, yard signs, just about any number of things that you can imagine. But our main focus, of course, is the antiques and the stores being open that day so you can come shop.
What's your favorite part of the festival?
My favorite part is just being able to see the people come and enjoy themselves. That's my favorite part. As the coordinator of the festival, you know, it takes a while to get it all put together and to make sure everything is the way it needs to be. So for me, on the day of the festival, when I see smiling faces in the vendor booths and on the street, then I know it's been a good day, and that makes me feel good.
The highlights of the festival are great antiques, fantastic prices. You've got food vendors, you've got jewelry, you've got just an incredible amount of pottery. Sometimes there's plants that people will bring in to sell. And remember, Mother's Day is the 2 weeks after.
During our Spring Festival, we have some of the best food that's available in Louisiana. We have a great gathering of our regular restaurants like Taste Louisiana Cafe that's always here, and then we have our other booths. We'll be serving our specialty, which is our hamburgers. It's a half-pound homemade burger with French fries, and then our other specialty that we get a lot of people who come in for is our farm-raised catfish that we do fresh daily. So we actually have some of that here today to show you how we prep all that. We start with our full fillet. We cut it into slices. And this is convenient, so that way we can use it for lunch portions or for our po' boys, which we will have at the festival. So we're just going to cut that into some slices. And then we like to season ours with our house seasoning that we make here. It's got red pepper, black pepper, parsley, just a tiny bit of salt for our people who can't have too much sodium. And then we use just a regular yellow mustard to help enhance that catfish flavor. And since ours is farm raised, we actually it has a good stable flavor. You can usually count on it being the same flavorful catfish. You don't get too much of that, I want to say that underbelly gray matter, flavor. It's always a clean flavor. This is our cream cornmeal that we use. It's a really fine ground cornmeal that we order specially for our restaurant, and we also season that with our seasoning. And then we hand batter these to order for every order. So if you come in for the festival, you'll get this with our French fries. You'll actually be getting 5 of these slices, which is actually a whole fillet with either your po' boy that you order for the festival or with your lunch, and both come with French fries. Next step is we drop it in our vegetable oil. And we fry these actually at 375. So they fry up really quick and crispy. We use vegetable oil. It's a lot healthier than using like a lard that a lot of people use. Usually it has a good smoking point, but it's just not as fatty. Also, less people have allergies to a vegetable oil. We love our peanut oil in Louisiana, but so many people are allergic to it. We decided to opt for the healthier vegetable oil. These look like they're just about ready. We usually wait, I don't know if anyone, usually if you have experience frying stuff, you'll know. You can tell whenever your batter starts to turn a little crispy, a little darker on you. For us, our shrimp and our catfish will float up And then we know they're all ready, so we pull it up. You're gonna pull up your French fries, let these drain a little bit, shake some of that excess grease off. Pull up our catfish strips. We're gonna do the same with them. Give them a good shake. And we're gonna bring them over for our plate over here, and we will plate them. And we like to put garlic bread with all of our orders. And that way you can enjoy a little bit of bread with your fries and your catfish. And we also make our own tartar sauce and our own cocktail sauce here. And we serve that with all of our fried catfish and our fried shrimp also. My favorite part of the festival is watching all the customers come out and see all the new vendors and the new booths and crafts, enjoy the music. We have free rides for all the children out. So we get to see them out shopping and having a good time. Usually by the end of the day, I get to run out there and check out all the new stuff we usually don't get to see, get myself some funnel cakes, enjoy our bread pudding that we have here. It's definitely a fun day for the family, and for yourself to come out, you'll definitely find something you like.
Denham Springs and Livingston Parish is nestled in between Tangipahoa Parish, Hammond, and also East Baton Rouge. And it's right in the middle of it. Denham Springs being our largest city, it was founded with some healing springs that actually had a hotel that made this city what it is. And of course, Walker is a few miles down the road, which is our second largest city. And of course, the whole parish is made up basically on the north side, and then on the south side is over 400 miles of navigable waterways where we have a lot of festivals, great fishing, seafood, lots of good times, both north and south in Livingston Parish.
Tell us about the festival that's coming up at the end of April.
Well, of course, we have the Spring Festival, Antique District Spring Festival, which has grown phenomenally over the past several years. Something to do for everybody, and that's our anchor festival that starts off spring. It has things for the kids. The Sheriff's Department has rides, face painting, lots of great bargains, new stuff to buy, not only antiques, funnel cakes, and of course the springtime, all the flowers, you can buy plants and things of that nature too. So we're really proud to have that. We have a farmer's market every Saturday, which is right down the road too. So if you miss Spring Fest, Denham Springs is open year round and lots of great things to do.
If people come for Spring Fest and then want to spend some extra time, what else is there to do in Denham Springs and Livingston Parish?
Well, in Denham Springs, you have Bass Pro, which is our #1 attraction. Tourists and visitors from all over the United States and the other countries come to it. #1 fudge sales, #1 boat sales. All across Denham, we have a lot of local shops who also carry some antiques. And of course, fresh seafood at our great restaurants, and fresh vegetables. Like I said, the farmers grow some incredible vegetables this time of the year. On the south side, we have Tickfall River. We have the Tickfall State Park, which is on the south east side of the parish, and it's open year-round, has cabins, tents, canoe rentals, has a boardwalk 1/4 mile long to the actual ecosystem through the swamp that goes out into the Tickfall River. And the Hungarian settlement is right there in Albany, right close to the Tangipahoa border. It's the largest active rural Hungarian settlement in the United States, so we're very proud of it. And of course, we have the Veterans Memorial right there in Albany. And French Creole Museum right there in French Settlement, Port Vincent, which is another French Creole settlement that has a lot of waterways. The Amite runs through there. And so whether you want to fish, shop, eat, or do any of those, there's some bed and breakfasts. If you go to our website, visit livingstonparish.com, you can find out all the great things, where to stay, where to play, and of course, where to eat.
How accessible is Denham Springs and Livingston Parish for people throughout the state?
Well, it's almost like Alexandria being in the middle of North and South Louisiana. We're right in the middle of Baton Rouge and New Orleans, which are the two largest cities in South Louisiana. So location, location, location. A lot of things are going on here. A lot of investors are coming in. People are buying second homes, retiring here. whether it's on the waterway. We have some great Carter Plantation and Greystone, two fantastic golf courses, beautiful homes there, affordable living. And of course, you can stay in the smaller town setting, but the big city is sometimes 15, 20, 40 miles away. So that's what we boast about.
My favorite part's eating. I go literally from one booth to the next. Then I go looking at the different things. Like I said, you've got Mother's Day 2 weeks after the festival, so good time to pick up some great bargains.
For people that are not familiar with Denham Springs, tell us a little bit about Denham Springs.
Denham Springs is a fantastic place to live. It's a fantastic place to visit. You can come for the weekend, you can come for the day, but I can guarantee you'll fill a day up from 9 to 5 in the Antique District.
Springfest, I think I enjoy the most because it brings the family together. It's kind of the beginning of the spring and the summer, so everything's very lively. The music, the smells of roasted pecans, of cotton candy, jambalaya, all of the vendors. It reminds me sometimes of going back in time. The smaller town, the Mayberries of America, and that's one thing we pride ourselves on, the safety, the small town atmosphere. But of course we have the big city. Now we have all the big city things such as Bass Pro and the large shopping places. But the small town feel, I would say, is the number one key.
Please join us for the Spring Festival in Denham Springs for some real home cooking.
Go to denhamspringsantiquedistrict.com, or the City of Denham Springs website is www.cityofdenhamsprings.com.